Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Jessa Jeremiah, and we have a great show for you today. If you are a pet owner, you're going to want to stick around, and we're going to check in with our health news partner and talk about some New Year's resolutions. First, we're going to talk about yoga, and we've got the ladies from Perennial Yoga and Meditation joining us. Meg and Carla, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Wonderful. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so glad to have you. So what a fun topic and a great way to sort of kick off this time of year as we're starting to think about resolutions and we're getting into January. Now, the expression of yoga and meditation is practiced at Perennial. We're going to talk a little bit about that and what makes you ladies different over there. So Meg, let's talk first to you about some of the opportunities out there. There's a lot of opportunities for people to practice yoga in the Madison area here and just nowadays in general. What can folks expect from Perennial?
They can expect to walk into a really warm and welcoming community and studio. We have 2 studios, and the larger main studio overlooks a beautiful prairie. So right when you come into our space, you're well-grounded and welcomed, and then we have over 50 classes on the schedule a week and 16 plus teachers and just a real variety of yoga and meditation classes.
That's nice. So there's a lot of options and there's a lot of classes for people to be able to attend, and that's really nice for folks as well.
Yeah.
And now I want to ask you about this. You've sort of branded yoga at Perennial. You call it wholehearted yoga. So why do you call it that? What made you choose that name?
Well, most people here in the West think of yoga as a physical practice, and it is that, but it's really so much more. Originally, yoga and meditation were designed to be mindfulness practices. So they're designed to help get people out of their heads and into their bodies and into their hearts, so to speak. So it's a mind, body, and spiritual practice. And wholehearted yoga is about this idea of dropping down out of your head where we tend to spend too much of our time either thinking about the past or worrying about the future, and starting to just show up and be present for your life as it is right now. So it's about living wholeheartedly, living fully, right in the moment, and from what really matters, which is what's in your heart.
Absolutely. What a beautiful thing to say. Live in the moment, and that's what it's all about. And Carla, I want to talk to you a little bit about your experience and your journey with yoga. Now, you have really come into yoga over the last 3 years, I understand. Tell me about that.
I walked into Perennial Yoga about 3 years ago, and I was looking for positive change in my life, and I thought that yoga could help me make that commitment to kind of rediscovering myself. And that's exactly what it provided at Perennial. I had a sanctuary, I had a method, and I had the guidance of the wisdom philosophy and the teachers there. And then I became part of the first yoga Perennial Wisdom Teacher Training Program. And so now I'm able to share my experiences with other people who are coming into the studio looking for perhaps exactly what I found there.
So, and now you're teaching yoga for beginners, so you have these beginner classes that get to go through some of the same experiences that you got to enjoy 3 years ago.
Exactly.
And we're getting out of time already. It goes so fast, doesn't it? But I want to talk about some more things happening at Perennial. What other opportunities do you have, just real quick, for folks watching at home?
Sure. In addition to the yoga and meditation classes that I told you about, we have a teacher training program, and then book clubs and kirtans, which is kind of the music of yoga, and just lots of celebrations throughout the year in terms of just showing up, being in community with others who want to be on this path.
What a wonderful thing to be a part of. Go see Meg and Carla at Perennial Yoga and Meditation. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And please stay tuned. We're going to talk New Year's resolutions with our health news partner after this. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. As promised, we are going to talk about New Year's resolutions and making them last, which is, of course, the hard part. Joining us, we're going to check in with our health news partner, our resident expert, Dr. Marcia Schaefer, who joins us from Spring Creek Family Chiropractic. Welcome, Dr. Marcia.
Thank you.
So glad to have you. So making resolutions that last, that's the hard part, and obviously it's on all of our minds coming into the new year here. So your suggestion is actually to make goals instead of resolutions. Why is that?
Right. Well, right now we know that current statistics say that 8% of the population actually has their resolutions still intact by the end of January. So something needs to change. Resolutions are not working for us anymore. So goals are something that you can actually create action steps toward. There's something that you can look at and then at the end of the year possibly change. Resolutions tend to be an all or nothing type of thing, kind of like a black and white, this is that or that isn't, or something that seems more to focus on the things that we don't want instead of what we do. So creating goals is something far more effective than a resolution.
Absolutely. So instead of having a kind of an all or nothing, you really have like steps towards something,
right?
Which I think is huge. And let's talk about now, if you were to say that there was maybe one most important aspect of goal setting, what's your advice on that?
Action. It's got to be action. A lot of people right now are getting inspired to make changes. There's, inspiration everywhere, but it's that next step that's going to lead to action. Take action on your goals, and then you'll be motivated based on your action. So then when you're motivated, you're more inspired. So it's a positive feedback loop that's going to keep feeding into your motivation and really, really help out.
Yeah, so true. So I know this for myself personally. When I start seeing results, it's just so much more motivating to keep going rather than getting frustrated because you've set this, blanket place you want to be. And when you're not there, you get frustrated. So you see some incremental steps, you see some results, you keep moving. Now, let's talk about probably the number one New Year's resolution out there, which is weight loss. So what's your take? This is the time of year when all the gyms get busy and everyone's trying to lose weight. What's your take on that?
I'm not a weight loss fan. I'm more of a healthy lifestyle change type of fan. The goal that I would set is, say, make breakfast every day. Make sure that it's something, instead of your cereal or your bagel or something like that, that it's steel-cut oats or a green smoothie, something that can change how your body responds throughout the entire day, because your blood sugar will be more regulated and your body will be healthier. So you'll make different choices.
Absolutely. So focus more on the lifestyle than necessarily, you have to get to this place.
Right.
I really like that idea. And what do you think is in terms of goal setting? So we've learned that goals versus resolutions is just a great way to get you there step by step. Is there something that you can recommend for people to stay on track with their goals, make it past January?
Right. One of the most important things is an accountability group. That's why people like gyms. For example, my clinic, we're hosting Pathways Connect, which is for holistic moms or people that want holistic options. That it's a place to ask questions, it's free to the community and free to anyone who wants to come, but it's something that like-minded people can get together. So having accountability will significantly increase your chances of making sure things happen for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody to keep you on track is helpful. Now, you've used the word gratitude before. What do you think gratitude has to do with goal setting?
A lot. We never want to forget that, we never want to forget the things that we have when we're looking at the things that we want. A lot of times we live in a very materialistic society where people want stuff, and it's really, really important to go back and say, what am I thankful for? It's so cliche because a lot of people say, it's gratitude, and they think of it the wrong way, but it literally took a cancer diagnosis for me to understand the true understanding you need to be grateful for the things that you have. And gratitude, as soon as you're grateful for things, it opens up more possibilities to opportunities for things to come into your life or to come into your world that you're going to not see if you're living in victim mode where it's constantly what's wrong and how is this bad, instead of saying what's possible.
Absolutely. What an important message. And final words, what do you think are some of the most important things or biggest tip for people who want to make a change in their health for the better?
You've got to understand that life is a journey. Everything that we're doing in our health is a journey. I don't know a single person who's reached a huge end goal that has been mad and irritated the entire journey. You will not get to a certain, if it's constantly, if I'm here, I'll be happy, or if I'm there, I'll be happy. Once I hit that goal, I'll be happy. You're going to understand that you're going to keep chasing a goal until you realize that it's in the journey that you need to be happy instead of the end goal. The end goal is awesome, but it's what you're learning in that journey that makes more sense.
Absolutely. It's not just about the result, it's about the path to get there.
Right.
Dr. Marcia Schaefer of Spring Creek Family Chiropractic, our health news partner. Go check her out, visit her website, give her a call, and stick around because we'll be back with more Talk of the Town after the break. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Joining us now, we've got Jason Harder, who joins us from Hubbard Avenue Diner and Bakery. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm great. I'm very excited to have you. You've brought quite the spread we're going to talk about in just a minute, but very exciting news. In Business Magazine has named you a finalist for Best Breakfast. And judging by the look and the smell, I understand why. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that in a second. But let's talk about Hubbard Avenue Diner. What do you think it is that made you guys win this award that keeps customers coming in?
Well, I think we got people that come in just to try out the diner feel, the nostalgia that they're looking for. And they come in and they get the scratch-made bakery, scratch-made dinner, and breakfast, and that just keeps them coming back and back.
Absolutely, and I think that's an important part, the made from scratch. I mean, you guys are truly chefs and bakers, and this is homemade, you know, made right from scratch, made to order, and what a fantastic thing for folks who are going out to eat and have so many options to really be able to get that experience. And let's talk a little bit about, you know, the award itself and just some things you have to look forward to in addition to that coming in 2015.
Yeah, you know, it's great to be a finalist for Best Breakfast. I mean, with all the different restaurants around the area, that's a great thing to hear. And then coming up in the next year, we have a few different things. We have PIE, Pie Day, which is in January to celebrate pie. And then in March, we have a Pie Day, PI Day, which is March 14th to celebrate that. And we do $3.14 slices of pie that day.
Oh, wow, okay. I love the play on the word pie, and you actually do these t-shirts too. So if you heart pie, which I do, what a cute little thing, and you can buy these at Hubbard Avenue Diner. How fun are those? So Pie Day, PI, let's talk about the PI Day. Why is Pie Day such a big deal, or why is it going to be such a big deal?
Over the last few years, it's gotten bigger and bigger, but this coming Pie Day is going to be the biggest yet because it's 3.1415. So March 14th, 2015 is going to be like a big Pie Day celebration.
Interesting. How funny that the little date play there on play on words, play on the date, play on the food. That's so fun. So we've got the Pie Day, and then you guys are actually a member of or part of the Food Fight restaurant group too. So give me just a little, you know, snippet of that, and how does that really help you guys? What does that bring to the restaurant? Well,
we have 17 restaurants, part of the Food Fight restaurant group, and it's kind of nice. We have, you know, our small diner, but we have a central location to do the HR stuff and, you know, the paperwork and kind of that sort of thing. And then just the big thing is, like, you can buy gift cards for all at any of the 17 restaurants, and they work at any of them. So it's kind of nice. So.
Yeah, that's a nice benefit for folks watching at home if there's, because you guys have several great restaurants. You said 17 that are part of Food Fight. So these guys are no different, a part of Food Fight, but everyone's got their very own style and their very own restaurant, and that's what makes it sort of fun too. You get to try different kinds of things. Now let's talk about, it's hard not to talk about some of the things in front of us. I've been smelling it the whole segment. What are some of your favorites? Let's talk first about breakfast, because this is the finalist for the best breakfast in Madison. Do you have a favorite breakfast?
My favorite is the farmer's skillet that we do.
Okay.
It's hash browns, eggs, cheese, and ham. You know, it's kind of something nice to get all mixed together, and it's just delicious.
Absolutely. That's the one in the middle here with the 2 eggs on top, right?
Yep.
And the biscuit. Oh my gosh, that looks outstanding. So tell me what other breakfasts you have with you today here.
I brought a couple other favorites. We have the Breakfast Club with eggs, bacon, avocado, tomato, with a side of fruit on that. And then also we have berries and cream French toast.
Oh my gosh. Those are some big pieces of French toast. I love that thick French toast. And that sandwich looks delightful too. So So delicious looking. I can't wait to give this a try. And I haven't been yet, so I'm very excited to try you guys out. And I know you're known for your pies as well. So talk to me about some of the pies that you brought today.
I brought 3 of our favorite pies. In the middle here we have the French silk pie, which is very popular.
Yeah.
We have the lattice crust cherry pie, which, you know, that seems to go over really well, and then everyone's favorite apple pie.
Yeah, the apple pie. So we've got 2 fruit pies, and then of course for our chocolate lovers, that's always a favorite. Well, what an exciting thing for you guys to have that finalist for Best Breakfast with all of the restaurants in the Madison area. Such an accomplishment. So we appreciate you joining us, Jason, and talking to us a little bit about Hubbard Avenue. Yeah. And it's been a pleasure. So thanks. Yeah. Congrats to you.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, stick around if you're a pet owner. You don't want to miss the next segment. It's all next on Talk of the Town. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. We are going to talk about some important health topics for dogs and cats, and who better to do that? We've got Dr. Peter Janssen, who joins us from Janssen Clinic for Animals. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How about
Fantastic. I'm great. I'm excited to learn from the master here and find out some things that I probably don't know about. We're going to talk about oral health for cats and dogs. And this is a topic I know very little bit about. So let's talk about some of the prevalent, preventable diseases that you see in cats and dogs.
Well, a lot of the preventable diseases we see, like parvovirus or some of the communicable diseases, are already really well controlled with vaccines. But the diseases that I see a lot in my patients are things we don't think about. They go on in the mouth, so there's a lot of infection, a lot of pain and suffering that goes on, but we don't see it because of the lips.
And I want to know, so this infection and things that are affecting our cats and dogs at home potentially. Why do you think it's such a big problem? Why is periodontal disease specifically such a big problem, as it seems like cats and dogs may be eating okay? What is really going on?
Yeah, and that's so true, because cats and dogs have evolved over millions of years to actually hide any weakness or any kind of problem that might actually make them more vulnerable to predators. And so they hide that. They don't show pain for a lot of things. And that's so true in the mouth. And because we don't really lift the lips and look in there very often, I mean, I do, but probably most pet owners don't.
Right. We try and avoid that mostly.
Then what happens is they get the infection gets into their bloodstream, and then it goes to their kidneys, their liver, their heart. Oh, okay. Heart disease, #1 cause of heart disease in dogs and cats is periodontal disease.
Wow, and they're actually basically instinctually not showing these symptoms to their owners, so it's hard to know unless you get them checked by a professional.
Absolutely.
And I want to talk a little bit about gum disease. Do pets with gum disease, how do they suffer?
You know, the thing about gum disease, again, we know when we have, say, a cold sore or we burn our mouth on a cup of coffee, you know, that's the kind of inflammation that those pets are having when they have periodontal disease. And unlike a cold sore and unlike a burn from a cup of coffee, it doesn't go away. It's there 24/7, around the clock, until we do something about it.
And do you feel like, now is this something where it's affecting the whole mouth, or is this affecting toothaches as well, or unrelated?
Yeah, toothaches are definitely a problem that may be related to gum disease. So we may get infection down around the bone that causes pain in the tooth, in the gums, and in the bone. So all of those things. But we can also see broken teeth. We can see teeth that have cavities. Especially for cats, they actually get cavities, and that's like having an open nerve right into the tooth.
Yeah, and this is a topic that you may not even realize how much your pet is actually suffering. So what can viewers do to help prevent these things from happening for their pets?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And there's lots of things that you can do at home to help keep their mouth healthy. There's brushing, there's rinses with things like chlorhexidine that really is, you know, keeps the bacteria down. And so if you can do those things, that's great. There's even some really neat things like for dogs are rawhide shoes that actually have chlorhexidine in them, which is great because you give the dog a treat and it's helping their teeth. But the #1 thing to do is make sure they start with a healthy mouth. So go to your veterinarian on a regular basis. Make sure they're looking in the mouth. make sure they're recommending professional cleanings, because just like you or I go to the dentist every 6 months and get the tartar taken off our teeth, dogs and cats have the same stuff. So they need to have that cleaned off professionally. Then when they have a healthy mouth, it's easy to keep it healthy.
Absolutely. So regular visits are probably of main importance, and just maintaining once you've done that, and brushing and giving those healthy treats and things of that nature.
Right.
Absolutely. Yep. And Dr. Janssen, what's the best way for folks who want to get in touch with you? Maybe it's been a while since they've brought their pet to the vet. Can they visit your website, call? What's the best way?
Well, we've got lots of ways that you can contact us. Our website is great. We've got a Facebook page, of course, which is a lot of fun for me to look on there and see what people are doing, but also our phone number. Give us a call. 836-0600 is great, and you know, we'd be happy to help with anything.
Well, thank you very much for the insight, Dr. Peter Janssen with Janssen Clinic for Animals. Get those pets checked out.
Great.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jess.
Absolutely, and thank you to our guests. Thanks for watching. Please stick around for next time, Talk of the Town, right here on CW 57.